Please, ISPA, join us in honoring today your 2014 ISPA Visionary recipient, Jane Iredale.
I've always wondered what it would feel like to win an Academy Award. And now I think I know. I feel honored, exhilarated, and unworthy, all at the same time. It's also very clear to me that there's no greater accolade than being recognized by the people who inspire you. And you've always been an inspiration to me. Well, actually, that isn't quite true. I have to admit that when I first started my company 20 years ago, last April, I hadn't even heard of ISPA. But don't let that shock you. I hadn't heard of Deborah Szekely either. Now she's one of my idols, and I can't quite believe that thanks to the board of ISPA, I'm following ever so humbly in her gigantic footsteps. When I embarked on this fascinating journey, starting with filling sample pots in my kitchen, it didn't occur to me that I was entering a new world. It was the Oaks at Ojai, in the presence of the great Sheila Clough, the first recipient of the ISPA Visionary Award, and her ever-inventive makeup artist, Linda Wynne, who gave me the confidence to think that I should keep going. And gradually, one spa at a time, one esthetician at a time, the words International Spa Association crept into my brain. I didn't realize then that we'd started about the same time, that the first ISPA conference was so small that the attendees were able to hold hands in one circle. To me, ISPA was already something to aspire to. Okay then, let's try to scrape up enough money to exhibit at the conference. Oh no. You can only get in if someone dies? Do you remember those days? I do. I remember the first one we were finally admitted to. It was at the Gaylord Palms in Orlando. I was amazed. I'd been used to trade shows where vendors stayed at their booths and ate inedible food sitting on the floor of the corridors and were discouraged from the classrooms. Here at ISPA, we weren't vendors, we were resource partners. Partners. We were encouraged to share a catered lunch with the attendees, go to the parties, participate in the education. I stood outside one of the classrooms feeling the intoxicating excitement, watching enthusiastic, fit people rush in all directions, thinking, this feels like a family. This is where I belong. This is where our brand belongs. People weren't just talking about products and services. They were talking about the environment, holistic health, our joint responsibility towards this planet. I suddenly felt that my company wasn't alone in its little 7,000-person town in Western Massachusetts, but part of an international movement that took its role very seriously. And so we should. We're one of the few industries that can make a difference on so many levels. We set an example because we're advisors to the world of wellness, and by extension contribute to the health of the planet, which needs us so badly. This is where ISPA is taking a stand and inspiring us to put other things before ourselves, daring us to be inconvenienced. Right there under Global Best Practices on the ISPA website, it says, it is the SPA's purpose and responsibility to work with the natural world, to promote its healing properties, while conducting business in a way that sustains the life of the planet and thus humanity. That phrase, while conducting business, is far-reaching. It means that the responsibility extends to its resource partners, consultants, and anyone else with whom it does business. I don't think there are many organizations that take that kind of responsibility. When I travel around this country and visit the more than 40 countries that carry our brand, I'm often dismayed and angry at the abuse of the environment that I see, the unconscious waste, the taking for granted of natural resources, the pollution of our oceans, the belief that the planet is indestructible. It feels like a hopeless cause. And that's when I think of my town. Surrounded by small farms, manned by hardworking, dedicated young people, raising cows, sheep, and pigs in humane conditions, growing organic crops, keeping bees. I realize that you can only affect change by putting your energy into what you can actually do something about. For me, it means running a company where we take pride in the products that leave our warehouse, where our partners are appreciated, our employees are cared for, our footprints on the environment are as light as we can make them. We do what we can. And we're proud, very proud, to be part of an industry that's doing the same. And that brings me back to ISPA, an organization that provides a forum for us to learn, be inspired, appreciate each other, and work towards something bigger than our individual parts. But it's crucial that those individual parts are vital and healthy, because together they give power to an organization that can and does make a difference. So no matter how small or large your business, we can all join hands, like those participants at the first meeting of ISPA, and know that together we're strong enough to survive any adversity and powerful enough to make the world pay attention. Thank you so much for this honor. Thank you. And now, it's my honor to introduce to you our keynote speaker for today. Mike Walsh is the author of the best-selling book, Futuretainment, and CEO of the global innovation research agency, Tomorrow. Constantly traveling the world in search of the next big thing, Mike helps companies understand the strategic impact of shifts in consumer behavior. He has advised the CEOs and management teams of some of the world's biggest brands on innovation and being future-focused. Brands that include Televisa, the BBC, Star TV, ABC, Fujifilm, MSN, HSBC, and Roche Pharmaceuticals. Please welcome Mike today as he takes you on a whirlwind ride into the world of tomorrow.